Hi, I'm John Schmidt, President and CEO of the Naperville Area Chamber of Commerce. Welcome back to another segment of Chamber Connection. And my guests for this segment are Joe Lichter and Joe Annett, and they're with Alcatel-Lucent, one of larger companies in Naperville, one of our larger members, and so welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good. So now, when I say Joe, I'm going to get to both of you. So, Joe Lichter, why don't you tell us a little bit about what's the state of Lucent right now? How are they doing? Alcatel-Lucent, I have to make sure I say it correctly.
It's Alcatel-Lucent. We're actually located, again, on the northeast part of Naperville, on the northern side. We came to Naperville about 50 years ago, so we've been there a long time. The first building came in 1964. The second one, another major investment in town, was in 2000. You know, we're here in town. We're planning on staying in town. Basically, the newest building is a state-of-the-art building. We're actually one of the largest employers in town. So we're up there with Nicor Gas, Edward Hospital, the school districts. So we're one of the, and we've got, we're about 85% of the people over there are engineers. We have we got a large focus on wireless, the wireless infrastructure. Everyone has their cell phones. That's the kind of thing that we do. We do R&D there. We've got, you know, these are very high quality jobs. It's a great work environment for people. You know, and then of course we're partnered in with the city and with the chamber as well. We've been one of the members of the chamber since the beginning. Mm-hmm. You know, we're one of the corporations that just knows how valuable the chamber is for our you know, liaison into the government, local, regional, national, and you know, it's been very important for us. And so we grew up with the chamber, and you know, our employees are very much involved with the involvement of the city, getting involved with pads and loaves and fishes and all of those kinds of things. We do our major recycling effort there with the city's done out on the property out in Alcatel-Lucent. So again, you know, we've got a lot of activity going on in Naperville. We've got a lot of people and a lot of you know, we really get a chance to enjoy the town. And I could give you a little story about the chamber. You know, the chamber was instrumental in getting Alcatel, or AT&T at the time, to come to Naperville. Mm-hmm. They actually sent a group of people, builders and realtors, and the chamber went out, and when they're coming to Naperville, they had to get people to come to Naperville from New Jersey to come here, and they actually told them the value of coming to Naperville. So, you know, there's been a long connection here with the chamber.
Well, you know, you're a phenomenal company and a great corporate citizen. You know, we were kidding earlier, and I asked if you could share with me some of the new developments that you have, and he said, nope, they're secret. If I told you, we could. But I hear a lot of talk about the smart grid, and I know City of Naperville received a grant for smart grid technology, and Joe, tell us a little bit about what is smart grid technology? How is that going to help the consumer?
Well, I have to tell you, it's an awful exciting time with the City of Naperville when they received that award. That was very historic, and we're going through a lot of they're going through a lot of growth, and it's very, very interesting because if you look at what the smart grid is, there's a buzzword. You hear it in the newspaper, you hear it on the news, but to put it simply, it's the Internet of Energy, much like the Internet when it first rolled out. There was many questions. A lot of people didn't know what it meant. How is it going to benefit me? How am I going to use this? Mm-hmm. Well, much like the smart grid, those type of questions are still out in the air. So some of the things that I think that would be valuable to the citizens of Naperville is to understand how it's going to benefit them per se, and how we're going to be able to be corporate. Not corporate citizens, but citizens that look at a green environment where we're not wasting energy as much as we should. So a couple things that way we define it from smart grid is it's the process of modernizing, redefining the way power or energy is being delivered to a home or to a business. Mm-hmm. Many things that we can do to help be more efficient when it comes to smart grid. I mean, it's at the heart of smart grid is communications and technology. So with the advancement of technology comes the advancement of more efficient, more cleaner energy. that the city of Naperville is definitely going to be using.
It sounds pretty exciting. Now, is there going to be any additional cost to the consumer, to the homeowner, to the business owner to be involved in this technology?
Well, I don't know about the consumer from a cost perspective, but what I can tell you is that the efficiencies of smart grid will ultimately reduce the cost of energy. So whether or not the city of Naperville, when they roll out the smart grid, it gives the consumer the opportunity to view what they are consuming from an electrical standpoint. So with that being said, there should be a significant reduction. Now, and also just to make a point on that is that much like highways, infrastructure type of products, the utility markets are going through this very similar situation where there's a migration that needs to start happening. Mm-hmm. So that's where smart grid really coming into play. We're going to migrate the citizens, the utility market through this process, and it is a process.
Well, great. It sounds like really exciting times, and any time we can save money for businesses, save money for consumers, save energy, be good citizens of the world, I think that's great. So the time goes so fast in these segments, and we're almost up. I want to thank you both for coming today, representing Octel-Lucent, one of our largest employers, and I really want to thank Octel for being a member of the Naperville Area Chamber of Commerce. And I think that's about the end of our segment. So again, thank you very much.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for the
thanks for coming.
opportunity.
So, and that concludes this segment of Chamber Connection.